All right, today we are doing the quadratic formula. And as you can see on your notes, the quadratic formula is written right there. It looks scary, but it's really not. It is x equals negative b plus or minus the square root of b squared minus 4ac, and all of that is over 2a. All right, now when I was in school, I learned a song. I won't sing it for you. I encourage you to Google it, look it up. Watch it on YouTube. I'm sure it's on YouTube somewhere, and it's really catchy and it makes you remember. Trust me, because I still remember the song to this day, and I have this formula memorized. All right, now we're solving for x. B, just like when we were doing factoring, this is A, this is B, and this is C. So literally for the first one, A is 1. See, there's nothing here, so it's 1. B is 2. B is 2, and C is negative 63. See? Not that bad so far. Now all we do is plug it in. If x equals negative b plus or minus the square root of b squared minus 4ac all over 2a. We have a, we have b, and we have c. We have all the letters we need. We just need to plug it in and then solve. All right, so let's plug it in. X equals negative b, b is 2, negative 2, plus or minus, which means we're going to get two answers, kind of, plus or minus the square root b, which is 2 squared, minus 4 times 1 times negative 63, all over 2 times a, which is 1. All right, now let's start to do some math. Negative 2 plus or minus the square root. 2 squared is 4. All right, 4 minus 4 times 1 is 4. Times negative 63, so that's negative 4. Because see, negative 4 times 1 is negative 4. Negative 4 times negative 63 is a positive 252. Because a negative times a negative is a positive. 4 plus 252. I'm going to erase that. You should be with me so far. So 4 plus 252 is really 256. All right. And all of that is over 2, because 2 times 1 is 2. Then from here, we're just going to simplify. We need to simplify this square root, the square root of 256. We just learned this on Monday. How to simplify it. We go in our calculator, menu 2, 3. We type in the number, which is 256. We get 2 to the 8th. All right. So that's the square root of 2 times 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 2. We are looking for partners. 1, 2, 3, 4. All right. Those come outside here. They all come out here. 2 times 2 times 2 times 2. That is 16. The square root of 256 is 16. All right. Negative 2 plus or minus 16 over 2. We are almost done. Now, the negative 2 plus or minus 16, it just means in one case you'll do negative 2 plus 16, and in the other case you'll do negative 2 minus 16 and then divide by 2. So let's do the first one. Negative 2 plus 16 is a positive 14, because negative 2 plus 16 over 2. The first answer is 7. Now, negative 2 minus 16 equals negative 18. Negative 18 divided by 2 is negative 9. So our final answer to number 1 is x equals negative 9, comma 7. And we're done. Now, I wrote a lot, and I went in many different, I didn't write it all top to bottom, so let me start over and break it down. So the first thing we did was we labeled A, B, and C just like we've done before. Our A, we see there's nothing in front of the x squared, so A is 1. There's a 2, x in the middle, B is 2, and C is negative 63. Then, from there, we take the quadratic formula, which is written up there. Like I said, I encourage you to memorize it by listening to the song on YouTube, but it is x equals negative b plus or minus the square root of b squared minus 4ac, and all of that is over 2a. Then from there, we just plug the numbers we found in. Negative b is negative 2 plus or minus the square root of b, which is 2 squared, minus 4, a is 1, c is negative 63. All of that over 2 times a, which is 1. Then from there, after we plug it in, we just do math and we keep solving, okay? We found everything under the square root was equal to 256. Make sure you know when you're multiplying two negatives, that equals a positive, so on and so forth. Square root of 256, it's a perfect square. It's actually 16, but I still broke it down. We come over here. I still did the way we learned on Monday. Hit menu 2, 3, typed in 256. I got 2 to the 8th right here. Then I broke it out, and I broke it down, I wrote it out. 2 times 2 times 2, 8 times. Then I found pairs because we're looking for square root. It will always be a square root in the quadratic formula, so you'll always be looking for pairs. I found 4 pairs of 2. 2 times 2 times 2 times 2 is 16. The square root of 256 is in fact 16. Then I took this 16 and wrote it down here for the final answer, and then I simplified from there. All right, negative 2 plus 16 is 14. 14 divided by 2 is 7. Negative 2 minus 16 is negative 18. Negative 18 divided by 2 is 9. And then we write our final answers up here, and x equals negative 9 and 7. All right, I know it's pretty long, but it's not that bad. You know all the numbers. You just got to plug them in and then solve. Okay, it's just time consuming, but it's not hard. All right, we'll do one more together. I'm going to skip down to number 4 because the other two have perfect squares. I want to show you when there's not a perfect square. So number 4 right down here. X squared minus 4x minus 9. Also, b is negative, so I want to show you what happens here. All right, so A, B, C. I'm going to write up here to save room. Our A is 1, B is negative 4, and C is negative 9. So x equals negative b, which if b is negative 4, it's negative 4. That is very important because in the equation, it's already a negative. So if b is negative, negative, negative b. Okay, x equals negative b plus or minus the square root of b, negative 4, squared minus 4ac. All of that is over 2 times a. All right, from here, we're just filling it in. All right, negative outside times this negative becomes a positive 4. We know that. Plus or minus the square root. Negative 4 squared is positive 16. All right, then this negative 4 times 1 is negative 4. Negative 4 times negative 9 is positive 36. Positive 36, excuse me, positive 16, which is this negative 4 squared, this right here, positive 16 plus, because negative 4 times negative 9 is 36. This is 16. 16 plus 36. All right, 16 plus 36 is 52. we get the square root of 52, 4 plus or minus square root of 52 divided by 2. And from here, we just need to simplify. First, we need to simplify the square root of 52, which we learned on Monday. We do those same steps. Menu, 2, 3. We type in 52. The numbers that come out is 2 squared times 13. And that's the square root. So we write it out, 2 times 2 times 13. We're looking for pairs. Here's a pair right here. It can come outside. 2 square root 13. That's the simplest the square root of 52 can get. So we have 4 plus or minus 2 square root 13 over 2. And then again, remember, we are just simplifying here. So from here, we're just going to simplify. We're going to divide the top by 2. 4 divided by 2 is 2. So this 4 divided by this 2 is 2. This 2 divided by 2 is 1. So it's going to be 2 plus or minus square root 13. And we're done. Because we can't add 2 to the square root of 13. We could get our 2 answers here, but we're just going to leave it there. That's the simplest it can be. All right. Finish the notes. Like I said, it's not hard. It's just time consuming. As you can see, my two problems took about 12 minutes, so it's not hard. It's just time consuming. Make sure you know when to simplify this square root, okay? You need to remember how to simplify it and when to simplify it, okay? Rewatch this video if you need to. Complete the worksheet, submit it. Tomorrow we'll do the same thing. We'll have more practice. Again, it's not hard, just time consuming, all right? Shouldn't be too bad.